What's up, traders? Going 11 for 14 today. And I'm not going to go through the live trades because, quite frankly, I just don't have time. Honestly, the video is going to be late. It's 3:45 now. So by the time we get this out, I'm probably going to be late as it is. But I am going to try to go in order here. Our first trade was here on DTC. As you can see, nice little para out of the gate here up through 7. Got short pretty much at the top, 732, high was 741, covered on the way back down. That was our first trade. PDD was the second one that we started. This was one of our losing trades on the day. As you can see, we got in on a decent little move, but it decided to get grindy. Was looking for it to come back down through 50. Got an add-on up through 51. It did eventually come down. We took half off. And if you scroll in, you'll see we actually added looking for high of day to hold here and come back down. However, pretty much right after we added, kind of like the one from yesterday, this immediately went up through. So we stopped out pretty much right away. That was one of the losing trades for the day. While we were in PDD, we also started VERU, which ended up being our other loser on the day. As you can see, previous resistance from pre-market all the way down here. Nice little move up into a halt. Try to be patient. We didn't have any orders out down here. We were looking for closer to 15 for our take profit on this one. Didn't get any fills here. Went a little bit higher. Ended up taking some off at break even and was obviously still looking for that move back down towards 15. And unfortunately, we didn't get that. And as you can see, this thing decided to go higher, took it off. And eventually, as you can see, it did work its way down after that move up through high of day. Next trade was on BYND. We actually took 2 trades, so we'll go over both of them. First one was a loser. As you can see, nice previous resistance here from yesterday's high. Here down at 38.55, makes a nice move up through there, up through 40. Get a starter position. It did come down in our favor a little bit, but obviously was looking for much more than that, closer to this 39.50. Barely got a touch through 40, goes back up. We take it off high of day for a small loss. Makes a pretty decent move up through high of day. So we're looking to start this again, basically just waiting for the top to feel like it was the top. Get there. Like I said, it was kind of slower. So was more so looking for like a backside, looking for the high to go in, maybe a retest of that high and then a push down. And that's when we started this. And as you can see, we were right this time, ended up green overall, or actually, no, we didn't end up green on this one. Dang, how much should we start this with? 15. And didn't we, it was 15 too. Dang, that's crazy that this looks like such a small, minute amount. And then this looks like a pretty good amount. And we ended up pretty green on it. Oh, this is beyond. I'm an idiot. I'm thinking I was looking at PDD. So beyond, we did end up green, just barely, but we were pretty small in this regardless. But we did end up green on this one. I was a little confused on that one. Next trade was, let's see, BNGO. BNGO. This one we ended up taking a starter and then we got an add, took some off, decided to go higher on that same move, added some back, went into a halt. And as you can see out of the halt, this thing just pretty much died. And we ended up making a decent amount on this one. Was our biggest gainer? Nope, wasn't our biggest gainer on the day, but a pretty decent one. I think our biggest single winning trade of the day was here on BNGO. Now, to preface, if you guys have made it this far as we're going through these, I meant to say this at the beginning of the video, but I came into today saying I was going to trade a lot more. I was going to start taking those trades that I thought were going to work, but didn't want to start it. But I was going to start everything with either half or a quarter size. So that's why all these trades are a little bit smaller today. But I wanted to make sure that I started to take some more trades. And today actually ended up being pretty crazy. I don't think today was a typical day, but I need to start building my confidence back up because as you could tell in the last couple of videos, I've been struggling quite a bit to get my confidence back up. And honestly, today was good. It was good. I got to trade a lot more. A lot of the things I was seeing were correct. A lot of the things, even with VERU and PDD, when we lost, like I was seeing them correctly and I still played them accordingly. So I was very confident in today. So I was pretty happy with how today ended up playing out. BNGO, and then next one was the second Beyond trade. And then DNA was the next trade, which is here. So DNA, this one was kind of tricky. We actually ended up with decent size one. It was 50-50. And then we did 50 up here because it was trying to halt again. And they were playing with it a little bit when it came out of the halt. So I wanted to make sure that we had some room to get some more size. But as you can see, this one came out and then it tried to actually halt down. And so we took those remaining shares off. This actually ended up being a pretty small trade. because we ended up taking some off here. I think it was for a small loss, if I remember correctly. I don't remember this one exactly. But if you guys do want to watch any of these trades live, I'm actually going to put a link to the unlisted stream in the comments. So if you want to go watch any of these trades live, you can go ahead and go rewatch them. It'll just be an unlisted video, but I'll put a link to it down in the description. DNA PACB was our next one. This one was a pretty decent one. We added pretty quickly on this one on a 50-50 one. So we did a 1-1-2. I remember when this one was happening, it felt really good. As you can see, I think this one tried to halt, but didn't. I think it ran into the halt price and just didn't quite halt. Gave us a nice little pull, or wait, it did halt. Yeah. So it did halt, unhalted at the price, and then worked its way down. And we ended up taking a second trade on this one as it decided to pretty much go right back all the way up through and try to halt again, which it did. And we ended up getting filled on a nice little drop there before this thing went absolutely insane. I actually tried to get filled up here at 14. At 14.18, I think it was actually, I don't know, because I have to run through all these orders, but I think it was right near the top, but I tried to hit the ask because the spread was kind of crap and we just didn't get filled. Obviously wouldn't have held all the way back down to here, but probably would have been holding to this halt, and probably, I don't know if I would have held through the halt, but I definitely would have had small enough shares that I would have been in this halt. I just don't know what I would have done when we got there. Next trade. It's saying, that was one of the ads on DNA. We were in multiple trades all at once throughout the day. ME was another trade. So ME, I remember this one. I think it was PACB that was getting ready to unhalt. It was, because I'm looking at it now. So ME, it came up, it was making a nice little move, and it made a move up through 6. It felt pretty good, got short, and it came down and was testing 6. And PACB was about to unhalt, and I wanted to focus on PACB because this was that first unhalt where I was in the 1-1-2. So I wanted to make sure I was paying attention to it. And unfortunately, I took that one off just to make sure I could pay attention to PACB instead of just putting like a stop at high of day. Wish I would have put a stop at high of day because I wouldn't have been paying attention to this at all. And by the time PACB was done, I probably would have been somewhere down here in like the 540s, and that would have been a decent little winner, 50 shares. So yeah, it would have been pretty close to like $40. So a little sad on that one that we didn't make more, but it is what it is. SDC, this was our biggest winning ticker of the day, but it was 2 separate trades. As you can see, nice little move from previous resistance, shorted it, got the pullback, and then it decided to go higher, made a nicer move up through 2, got short, came back down through 2, took a nice little profit before it did try to go higher, and then ultimately ended up failing. Next trade, ABSI. I mean, you guys are going to see it's a lot of repeat stuff. It's just I actually took the trades today. Previous resistance, move up through it. I was hoping for 650 plus, but we didn't quite get it. And this is kind of the ones I'm talking about where I normally wouldn't take these trades, but I started it much smaller, took a starter. It ended up working out, and we made a little bit of money that we wouldn't have normally made. I don't think I was here. I think I went to go make some lunch on this second move, or else it looks like I may have traded this on the move up through 7. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but for some reason we didn't trade this the second time, even though it looks like we would have. And then our last trade on the day was WVE. I don't remember exactly what prompted this. I think it was just the scanner pulled this one up, made a nice move up through 4, got short up through 450. And as it came back down, took it off. It was that simple. Was just looking for half the move, nothing special. As you can see, we got about half the move. Obviously this thing died and is still dying, but maybe that's something we can work on in the future. But for right now, I'm pretty content with how today turned out. Made $90.70. I don't know if you guys can actually see that because of the way that my screen's cropped. I'll drag it up. $90.77. So pretty close to $100. That's with the 3 losing trades, and can't really complain. If those tend to work out instead of climbing higher as grinders, this could have been over $100, and we would have had a bunch of trades. Pretty happy. It felt a lot. It was a lot more fun to trade a lot of tickers for smaller size than it was to sit there and just wait for those perfect setups. And honestly, with all the halts that we were dealing with today, I still didn't feel like a lot of those moves were like those A+ setups. A lot of them were just kind of like grinding fast, if that makes sense. They weren't like fast volatility type moves, like FOMO type moves. It was just the price was going up fast, but it was kind of grindy feeling. So I don't really know how to explain that other than maybe go watch it. So that's all I have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate that support. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. You can find me in Discord or over on Twitter, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Peace.